I picked up this Hoover Floormate to test it out and see how it compares to the Bissell Crosswave. I already know the Crosswave is a piece of crap, so I want to see if the Hoover, at half the cost of the Crosswave, sucks twice as much. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. This is interesting because this is already very, very different than the Crosswave. These things obviously spin. Every other one is counter rotating to the other one. Good effort, but they're all still flat, flush with the floor. They're not going to get into the grout. And that's what everybody wants. They want something that's going to clean their grout. What else do we have here? Let's see. Waste tank. Waste tank. Definitely bigger. Solution tank is definitely bigger. What is this? Measuring cap. Fill
oh, for the solution.
So you put your solution in there, you dump it into there, and then you fill the water there.
Which here it was water, and then you top it off with formula, depending on small to large area.
Looks like the
takes less.
Formula on this might be a lot more concentrated.
Yeah. Price-wise, how much was the formula for this guy?
It was $10, I think.
Oh, Jesus. Then it's half the price for the formula, too.
Yeah, the Hoover is definitely heavier than the Bissell. Over here we have a switch, wash, dry. The wash dry switch raises and lowers the brushes on the bottom. On-off switch is way down here. That seems kind of lame.
It's awkward.
Doesn't it?
I mean, it's awkward.
You gotta reach down. Clean boost. What do you reckon that does?
I bet it drops it down even lower for the scrubbies to get into the dirt.
No, it feels like a...
Maybe more solution?
Yeah, it feels like a solution release valve. What do these triggers do? Alright, so pretty much what it says. This is the solution trigger. And if you come across a trouble spot, then you put the clean boost trigger down. And I guess it releases more solution, maybe? Okay, so we got the Hoover Tile and Grout Cleaner.
Does it have a good smell?
It smells like cheap commercial carpet cleaner.
Yeah, it doesn't smell as good as the Febreze one with the Bissell.
All right, we're loaded up there. Turn it to wash. It's quieter than the Crosswave. Oh, can you hear that?
Yeah.
What do you think?
The water in the waste tank is gross, so it's obviously picking up dirt.
That it is.
I mean, it's obviously getting dirt from the ground. How did it feel when you were running it? Did it feel like it was scrubbing?
Yeah, it was definitely scrubbing. These were definitely moving. You could hear them. But, like, I wasn't getting any sort of satisfaction from it. It didn't...
There were no warm tinglies?
No.
Oh, that's already heavy. That's going to be harder to use. On is down here?
Mm-hmm. In wash, it puts the brushes down, and in dry, it lifts them up and they stop turning. See? This is in dry.
Okay.
And that's wash.
I don't think it's getting into the grout.
Definitely not.
That sticker stuck to the floor. We can see if it scrubs the sticker up.
Oh, there you go. It's trying.
And that's just a flat surface, not grout lines. It's moving it, but it's definitely not as user-friendly as the Bissell. This is stiff, whereas the Bissell, I can move it. It's got this little neck where I can't do that with this.
Yeah.
This feels like it's sucking stronger than the Bissell. It feels like maybe the motor's bigger. I don't think it's doing any better cleaning than the Bissell. So the fact that it has a bigger waste tank, awesome. Because normally I have to dump the waste tank twice in the kitchen. But I can probably do the whole kitchen with this because it's nowhere near full.
Is it putting out as much solution?
It's putting out more solution.
Are you holding the solution trigger down?
Yeah, and it's putting out way more solution. I haven't even done the boost, just turning on and off here. That's another plus. I have to turn it on way down here.
Way down there.
Easy.
And the cord coming out the bottom there is a huge pain in the ass. That's why when I was doing it, I had it wrapped up around my shoulder.
Yeah.
It should come out up higher so that it's not constantly in the way when you're trying to clean. Okay, so impressions. I don't like where the cord comes out on this. On-off switch is way down here instead of being on the handle where it should be. It's got a bigger waste tank and a bigger solution tank, which is a plus. It's got the counter-rotating brushes, whereas the Crosswave only has the single brush, which doesn't matter because it still can't get to the grout. It's quieter, which is nice. It's heavier, which is not. It doesn't have the swivel action that the Crosswave does, which is a bummer. There's features from this and features from this, and if the two just got together, you'd have a really mediocre machine.
For home use.
For home use.
Yeah.
I mean, but still, it's not going to clean your grout, and that's what everyone wants it for, is to clean their grout, and it's not going to do it. Strictly from a price point view,
Yeah.
Hoover all day long. It cleans just as well. It doesn't clean any worse. The solution's cheaper. It holds more. You don't have to dump as often. You don't have to refill as often.
I'd say Hoover all day for a house that's bigger and you don't have a lot of obstacles. But if you're doing an apartment or a condo or something where you have a lot of crap crammed in, just drop the extra money on the Bissell, and the ease of use of the Bissell going around toilets, tables, chairs, it's so much easier. The Hoover is definitely a beast. Lift up that waste tank with this one and see. I didn't use this very much, but look at how much dirtier that water is.
What does that mean?
So it means it's scrubbing.
Well, it means you went over an area I already cleaned with this.
Okay, so maybe we need to test it again.
Yeah.
Dump it out.
You do half the floor, I'll do half the floor.
Okay.
Right away, what I noticed between the two is that the Hoover side is a bit drier than the Bissell side.
Did you use the trigger the whole time?
Well, I used the trigger the whole time and then I went back over it dry.
Okay, I didn't go over it dry.
Oh, well, that's not a comparison then.
Okay, well.
All right, so whatever.
Same amount of floor size though, and look at how much water that puts out, how much solution.
Yeah. Yours is dirtier, but I think that's because your side of the kitchen hadn't been cleaned yet. This side had already been gone over. Should we see how much solution we each got?
Yeah. Careful.
I recovered, but I went over and I did dry passes.
That's true.
I recovered about 12 ounces. You recovered about 4 ounces. I don't think you would have taken out another 8 ounces by doing dry passes alone.
No, that's why I was saying, I think the Hoover puts out more solution.
And it also...
It sucks it up.
Yeah. The one big complaint I did have about the Hoover as I used it the second time is it's really wide. And so when you're up against the cabinets, the tanks stick out and you can't go along the edges straight. You have to go in at an angle, otherwise the sides of the tanks bump into the cabinets and you can't get all the way under the cabinet.
I was noticing you couldn't get under. It's still dirty over there.
Whereas the Crosswave has no problem because it's super skinny.
Which is why I like this in bathrooms and stuff.
I'm really surprised. Really surprised. I really thought going into this that the Hoover was just going to be a joke.
Yeah, for the price.
For the price. The price point on this was half what the Crosswave was.
Yeah.
And so I expected it to be twice as bad, but it's definitely not. Dollar for dollar.
Hoover all day.
All day.
Yeah, Hoover all day, dollar for dollar. If you're really trying to find something to maintain in between professional cleaning, go Hoover.
But if you really, really want your floor clean, forget about either of these machines. You need to go with a professional or just get on your hands and knees and scrub your floor because that's what's going to get it clean.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell, there's nothing on the market, at least not in the under $500 price range, that's going to scrub your grout.
There is. It's called a tile brush and a bottle of cleaner.
Yeah. But as far as a machine goes, you can get those steamers. You know, a lot of people were asking me about the steamers, but okay, all the steamer does is steam.
Yeah.
And you still have to get the dirty water up somehow. I would recommend, if you haven't already watched the video I did on the Bissell, watch that, and in there I explain how I would use these machines, using my own cleaner, spraying it on the floor, letting it dwell, scrubbing the floor, and then extracting with, one of these machines. We've been using the Floormate for about a week now, and we found out some things that we didn't pick up when we did the initial test. One of the things is the ease of cleaning these two machines after you're done cleaning your floor.
The Bissell is definitely the easier one to clean when you're done doing your floors. Another thing I'm happier about with the Bissell is it is a little smaller, and I know I've talked about it a couple of times, like it's sleek and it's easier to move, but it's smaller so it's easier to store. this gets up to baseboards better than this. Even though I like the way this cleans better, I like the ease of use of the Bissell better.
I think what you're paying for with the Bissell is engineering. It's a little more engineered than the Hoover. It's a little fancier.
Sleeker. The Hoover is a lot like a rug ductor you would pick up at a grocery store or something. It's just kind of like, it's just base model, but it does the job.
And it has more power than the Crosswave. Well, the big surprise was the cheap underdog really gave the more expensive champion a serious run for its money. I was really surprised. Were you surprised? Have you used either of these machines? Have you used a better machine? Is there something else out there that we don't even know about? Let us know down in the comments. There's Amazon affiliate links for both of these machines down in the description. I hope you found this review helpful, and thanks for taking the time to watch our video.